Hey guys, welcome to my channel LearnTech. This is Sandeep Kohl. I hope you all are doing good. So today's video which I am going to take is on BMC Remedy, and today I am going to teach you a very important aspect of BMC Remedy called server group ranking. So we'll understand what is server group ranking, how it is defined, what is the use of server group ranking, how it is defined based on service, how it is defined based on the operations. So this is what we're going to see. Now you can see here on my screen I have opened the object list in Remedy. So what I will do, I will go here. So yeah, let me just a minute, let me refresh this page. So what I'll do, I'll open up, I'll just search for server group. Okay, so you'll get multiple things if you search with server group. So for example, there is a there are multiple forms. So our focus is only on server group ranking, so that is what we are going to see. But otherwise there are multiple things here. So what I will do here, I will go to the form which we needed. Okay, so we have this form called server group operational ranking. So let me open this in search mode. Okay, now why this is there, I'll explain you. So now if you know that in your AR system administration console, let's say if I go to the administration console, let me just create a duplicate of this. If I go to the administration console, on the administration console itself, so let me just remove this here. So before coming on to server group, I'll tell you how basically we are using it in Remedy. So let me just put the home page. So I'll go to HR landing console. Okay, so now if you know initially why this server group was initially introduced. So we know that if we have multiple applications in an environment, and also it's not about multiple applications, if we have multiple servers, why would need multiple servers? Because to ease the load on a server. For example, if my organization has a good volume of people using the application, then what we do, it is not only with Remedy but with other applications, we create multiple servers for the same application. For example, we will have two mid tiers, we will have two AR servers, and then underlining we will have also a database in active and passive mode. So now these two servers, they work on top of they will work under a load balancer. So you will have a load balancer URL. So under that load balancer URL, you will have two application servers running on under that load balancer. So when we hit the load balancer, it redirects to either of the server. So for example, let's say my application server 1 is down. So then load balancer will automatically reroute my request to application server 2. So that means it creates a high availability environment. That is what we call it in normal terminologies. It creates a high availability environment that irrespective of any server going down, you will always get an access to Remedy system. Similarly, it is the same is done for mid tier, where you will have a load balancer. Under that you will have two mid tiers, three mid tiers, or four mid tiers. Then it is basically it balances the load. That is something which load balancer takes care for that. Now on the application level, if your application is on load balanced environment, or I would say under a load balancer, then at the application level also we can define operations which should run on a particular server. For example, if I have let's say I have two application servers. So my what I want to do, I want to just segregate the user operations from the admin operations. So user operation is normally like when users are logging in, creating tickets, creating incidents, creating problem, creating changes, or any other things, doing configuration things. These are all user operations. But there are certain admin operations, like for example in the backend escalations are running, there are email engine is working, your approval server is processing the request or the approvals. So these are all admin operations. Similarly, CMDB is also doing operations, SLM is also doing operations. So what I want to do, I want to just segregate these operations on server level. That is how, you know, I will distribute the load among the servers. Now how we do that using an AR server, you know, ranking form, that I will explain. Now if let's say if I go here in the AR system administration console, and whenever the server is installed in a server group, so like for example if you have 2-3 servers, or maybe you have 2 or 4 application servers, then you will get this option to define your server group in your system. If you have a one server, then it is not possible to define a server, because in that case you will have only one server, so it is not feasible, rather I would say, to define your applications, to define your server groups. Now if I go here in the configurations, so guys, I was not able to find it on the my server. Somehow it is not getting displayed, but this is how it looks like when you'll open your server. It will be something like this: server group member. If this is checked, that means this server is part of a server group. If it is unchecked, that means it's a single server. Okay, so this is how you define a if you, let's say, you want to see a server, if it is part of a server group, there are multiple ways. This is one of them. Okay, now let me go back to my server. So here it's not displaying it. Now if I go here in the advanced section, okay, so here also you can define a server group name as well. Okay, so now if you might have seen, like, people are always confused about this, so just understand this properly. In your configuration file, AR configuration, ar.config, there are two things what you can put: server connect name and server name. So server connect name is always the name of the server group name or your load balancer, and server name is the name of your local server. So for example, let's say you have two servers, server 1 and server 2, then you can create a connect name, let's say server group, or SRVGRP, like something like this, or anything you can create, or remedy prod, remedy QA, you can create this as a server group. Then your server connect name will be remedy pre or remedy QA or whatever, or remedy prod. This is just a server group name. This is basically a connect name you will create. It's more of a a load balancer name. Then your server name will be the local server name, which will be server 1 and server 2. Okay, so this is how actually it is defined in the configuration files. So you can, if let's say whenever you open a configuration file, you will see these scenarios there. So then you can now you can basically know what is basically a server connect name and what is a server name. Now the main part of this is that how we can define it, how we will configure it, and how it is used. Now let me go back to directly. Okay, now when I went here earlier, we opened this form called AR system server group operational ranking form. Okay, so this is one form where you define the services based on the operation. For example, if I click on new request, I can define it on operation. So let's say if I open this, so it will show me all the operations which are there in the remedy system. So we have administration, which is a normal administration operation, then approval server, archiving, assignment engine, then we have ATRM engine, we have this integrator, we have a business rule engine, we have CMDB, cognitive. These are all different operations you have. Now you can also define all these operations in multiple servers. For example, let's say in this case, when you will install let's say 2, 3, 4 servers, whatever count you have, so it will come here. So for example, you have these three servers. So you have these three servers, you have these three servers, and now I have to define the operation on all these three servers. Okay, so basically the thing is, let's say, let me go and search the operation here. Now there is already an operation defined here on these servers. Okay, now let me first of all give you the meaning of each and everything. Okay, now let me go back to the server. So operation, you understand, this is the operation. Server, on which it is basically on which it will run. Then the main important thing is the rank. Okay, so it is basically the rank of that server for that operation. Okay, then you have this delinquent threshold. That means how many times the server should check the failure of a particular service before it will move on to the next server. Now let's say, let me search an operation, for example administration. Okay, now sorry, now let me open this in a new, I don't want to save it, so let me say administration. I'll search. Now in this case the administration is defined on two servers, where my this server, platform admin platform, this one, this is defined as rank 1, so always admin operation will run on this server. This is defined as rank 2. Okay, so this is defined as rank 2, so that this is the secondary options. For example, this server goes down, then this administration operation will move on to the second server, which is defined as rank 2. Now if you have, let's say, 3-4 servers, then it will be 3-4 here in the form itself. Similarly, I have operations defined for all of them. Okay, so all the operations are now ranked, they are defined in here on this particular server, and here you can define this on the, you define the rank for each and every operation. For example, for email, let me just sort this. So let's say for email server, if I want to see what is the ranking here, just a minute. Okay, so I think it's not here, email, just a minute. It's not defined here, but yes, I can define it. So for example, this escalation, if you see here, this is a rank defined for escalation. Okay, now this is important thing. This is for email. Sorry, I just could not see this. So this service failover is basically for your email engine. This is something which like most of the people will not know. So this service failover will define you. This service failover will define you the services for email engine. So if the rank is defined 1 on this server, that means the email engine will run here on this server. If the email services went down, if they are not working on this server, then it will move on to this server. So this is basically for email engine. Now similarly, you have reconciliation engine. This is part of your reconciliation process in CMDB. This is also defined here. Then you have this asylum collector, you have smart reporting. This is for user syncing between Remedy and smart reporting. Then similarly, you have escalation DSO. Now very important part here in this CMDB, that in the server group ranking, is that always you have to define some operations on one server. They cannot be distributed. For example, administration, approval, CMDB, and there is one for SLM. Yeah, this business rules engine. So these operations should always be on one server. You cannot say administration on one server and CMDB, for example, this reconciliation on another, CMDB and reconciliation on another server. So you have to define these. You can go through the documentation also. So these 4 operations should always be on one server, because they require admin access. That's the reason they always should be on the one server. So you cannot define administration and approval on separate servers. That is something, it will create a problem. So that is there in the documentation. You can, if you want to dig more into this, understand it, you can also define that. But then once you define this ranking, then the system will work accordingly. Okay, so it is based on the failover is depending on the operation. So for example, I have an administration operation, I have an approval server operation, I have an escalation, I have a flashboards are not used, but it was there earlier. Then I have reconciliation engine. These are all different operations on which we have defined the ranking, and based on that this server will work. Now if in case something goes wrong here in the ranking, the server will create a problem. Okay, so there is also an internal form called server bridge, which you might not know because it is not here in the front end. In the back end, there is a bridge form where also it maintains this count. Sometimes if let's say you want to debug it, there is some issue with it, you can also check that form through the database. That's called server bridge. Okay, now this is server group ranking. Okay, first you will define the server group ranking, then it will, based on this, the system will distribute the load. You will distribute your admin operations on an admin server, you will distribute your user operations on the user server, but you will make sure that all the 4 operations which are supposed to be on one server, they should be on one server. Okay, now there is one more concept here for this one, that is called service. So there is a form called AR server group. This is operational ranking form. So there is one more which is based on service. So let me see if I can performance tracking. Let me see if it is this one. This is, I forgot the name of the form, but there are two ways to define an no, it's not this one. So let me close this. Let me only search service. So your there is a definition. You can define your server rank. You can define your ranking based on your operations or based on your service. I think with service we are not getting, we are getting, yes, I think this is this one, AR system service failover ranking. Okay, let me open this. Now this is another way of defining your maybe people are aware with operational group ranking, but this is something which people are not aware with. Okay, just let me search on this. If you see here, so here it is, this is basically based on the service. So this here also you can define, let's say you have multiple services, so based on your service you can define your ranking. For example, here normalization engine, it is defined to run here as a first rank, and it is defined to run here as a second rank on this server, this other server. Similarly, there are other services as well. So if I sort this, let me see, I think here currently only email engine, and this daemon means email engine. Okay, so this is your email engine, incoming, outgoing, this is email engine services, whatever email engine outgoing emails you have created, so it has created those number of services for you. So, and also for the normalization it has defined it. Similarly, we can also define different other services based on service. So here the ranking is, we normally do not use this form quite often. We only use AR server group operational ranking form, but you should understand it, why this form is there. It is based on service. So here you will distribute the load, or you will distribute the operations, or you will distribute the load of a system based on the service, not on the operation. Okay, for example, this server port 1100 is for email engine. Okay, so we have distributed the email engine load to run on all these servers based on the ranks which we have defined here. Similarly, for normalization engine, I have defined a normalization service to run on this particular server as a rank 1. If it fails, it goes to second one, it goes to third one. Okay, so there are now two ways. One is I can distribute my load based on service, which can be done here on this form, and I can also distribute based on the operation, which can be done here on this form. Okay, then also you can also see the dashboards here. I can just take you, let me let me go here. There is one more thing, I just server. So there are a lot of things here, but these are main important things. So let me go here to showcase you. Yeah, this AR server dashboards. So now if I open this, so it gives you basically the dashboard for these different type of events. For example, application pending load is, there is a form called application pending which stores all the internal processes when you're happening. So from this form you will be able to understand how many records are still there in this form. If you click here on this form, it will basically open that application pending form and will showcase you what is currently happening. So all the operations which are happening in CMDB or dispatcher, all these create an entry here, but it should basically, after doing the operation, it clears it here. So this is something like, as an operational activity you can debug it. Then pending email messages will showcase you all the pending emails which are not sent. Okay, similarly there are some system actions. You can click here and see this. CI events is again a form which is used to capture events and process them, and then basically clear it. So but currently there are still 258. Now then for FTS indexing also, you can also check if the indexing is currently happening or not. Okay, that is something you can check here. So indexing as such, if you see here FTS, what we like, people who are not aware about this one, FTS means full text search. So full text search is something which is defined as a in the system as as a criteria, or basically what it does. Let's say I need to search something in the system, so I will give a keyword, and then system, it will go to the system and search for me. But if I have not enabled FTS, so then it will make a search on the whole database, so which again is a problem because it degrades the performance of the overall system. But now if I have used this FTS, so FTS is used basically installed as part of your installation, then it uses this FTX indexing, and then it indexes the keywords. Then your search, basically the performance of the search is improved. This is something similar to your database indexes. We know in database we have database indexes. Similarly, this FTS indexing is for BMC Remedy. And if you want to, just a minute, if you want to check it, you can go here in this form. Let's say if I need to index, I need to start this indexing, or I need to check my indexing configuration. It's altogether a different topic, but I'm just giving you an overview so that it can maybe it will help you. So I'll go to administration part, system general. So here if you go to this FTS configuration, so here you will be able to see your indexing. Okay, whether this particular server is used as a, this is a single server, this is a server group indexer, or this is a server group searcher. Now always the indexer will be one. Okay, so indexer is a place where it will basically index every search, every keyword in its directory. So it uses your local directories on the server where it indexes these things. And then there is let's say I have 3 servers in a group, so then one of them will be server group indexer and the remaining will always be server group searcher. Okay, so if it is enabled here, that means your indexing is enabled, it is working currently. If it is not enabled here, that means it is not enabled, it is disabled. Okay, now let's say I need to re-index it. So there is a way where you can re-index it, you can reinitiate the indexing. So then if you, let's say you say you are performing a search and it's not working properly, then you want to re-index it. Okay, then what you do, you can go here in the administration, in server information page. Taking little time to open it. So what I do, I will go to the server information page, and from here I can reinitiate this indexing. Okay, and then this is basically the form which I showed you earlier here, indexing. So this is here, it will, you can check the status of that particular indexing. Okay, that is the something you can check it from there. Okay, it has opened this form, so you need to go to this FTS tab. So here you can also disable it, disable full text searching, then it will not use the FTS. But now if you want to just you need to check this box. Okay, so if you say check this box, it will reinitiate the indexing. If you disable the FTS indexer, then it will not do any indexing. It will, if it is use FTS in workflow, then that means it is using the indexing. So this is a place where from you can start re-indexing. Then there is a form which I said you can check it from here. If you click here, it will open the name of the form. It's called Aircell Group Management FTS. The name of the form is FTS_pending. Then it will showcase you here how many items are still to be indexed, which are they haven't completed yet. So this is basically the indexing part, and then the remaining is something part of an administration from which you can check it. So now today in this video I have covered AR server group ranking, how it is defined, and also I have showcased you FTS indexing. I'm bringing more videos on Remedy, and also if you if you're liking my videos, so please subscribe to my channel. I have seen that there are around 70% of people who are just watching my channel but not subscribing. So it's just a request to them. So please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get a notification when I'm release a new video. Also you can add my membership program. It is just 199 per month rupees. So in this membership program I am adding all the in-depth videos on BMC Remedy, like for example integrations, then the new what is happening new in the Remedy Innovation Studio, then PWA, CMDB. So there are a lot of good stuff in this membership program. It is worth to go for the membership program. And again, if you do not like it, you do not want it, then you can again cancel membership anytime. Okay, so I think this is from my side. I hope you liked my video. So please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the notifications. Thank you.